How's everyone doing today? This is Noah with the Life of the Zigs, coming back at you with another video on how to put some lights in your dark closet. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need here is an outlet in the closet. Just so happens that I installed an outlet in my closet prior to this video. Right up in the top there, I do recommend putting it up top there if you are going to install an outlet, because it makes it nice for when you need to charge vacuums or any batteries or anything else that requires a charger in the closet. After making sure you have that outlet there, the next step is cutting in your switch for this system. So basically what I have is a 12 volt switch that works off of pressure from when the door closes. It will push the switch in, telling it to turn off the lights, basically disengaging the switch, and then when the door opens, it will make that circuit and turn on the lights. So that is what I'm cutting in right now in the door trim. Alright, once you have that cut out, it's time to start doing some wiring. I use 20 gauge 2 wire for LED lights. I just bought it off Amazon. Works perfectly fine for this, and it's got the nice white coating to help blend it in. I just strip back the wires, expose that copper wire, give it a little bit of twist to make it a little more sturdy. Once you get that done, then you gotta cut it back just a little bit. I think I left about 3/4 of an inch of wire on there just because it really sat deep in the switch itself. So right here I'm putting the switch on. Like I said, it slides into both those holes. Then you got screws on both sides to crimp it down. I will say, for whatever reason, I had some difficulties crimping these wires down with the screws, but after some adjustments to the wire, I was able to make it work, and they crimped down perfectly fine and were nice and sturdy. Next step here is actually mounting the switch to the trim. Just 2 1-inch long screws, screw it right to the wood itself. Make sure it's flush with the jamb though, so that it doesn't stick out too far or too little, so that switch gets perfectly depressed when that door gets shut. Later on, I do take it back off and paint that to just blend it in more. However, I was just kind of test fitting everything right now and making sure it was going to work fine. Right here, I'm just checking the door, making sure it shuts flush perfectly fine and locks into place, which it did. Then I'm just moving on and tucking that wire, hiding it away in between the baseboard and the carpet. Just slid right under there. There's about a 1/4 inch gap to fit it in there, which worked perfectly fine. I know some people are not going to like this. They're going to say that's a fire hazard, that's not safe. Personally, I think it's perfectly fine. It's protected in between the carpet and the baseboard. There's no nails or screws. I made sure that it's going to poke the wire. Plus, it's just 12 volts going through there. It's not 120 volts like your standard outlet is. Just 12 volts going to that switch. So I was not that concerned about it. Once you have that wire to where your power source hookup is, it's time to make that cut and then start splicing all the wires together. This is where it can get a little complicated. We're going to put a diagram up on the screen right here in the corner to kind of show you how the wiring's supposed to be. I do apologize for the handwriting, as I am not the best at that. However, you get the point here. Both the positive and the negative go from the outlet down. The negative hooks directly into the LED strip, and the positive from the outlet, which is again a 12 volt source, because the power supply brick is up above, changing it from 120 volts to 12 volt. But that positive coming from the outlet goes directly to the switch, and then from the switch back into the LED strip. So both those wires you see me messing with, the black and the red on that 20 gauge wire, are both hot positive lines, so you just need to remember that when hooking everything together. When it came what to use to actually connect the wires together, I just chose to use crimp connectors. It's the easiest type of connection. No soldering, no smoke or heat involved. Crimp with the carpet right there is just the easiest. And you can easily get crimp connectors for a very cheap price. I think I bought like a 500 pack of crimp connectors on Amazon for like 10 bucks. Alright, so now the moment of truth, plugging it in. So once you plug it in and test everything out, which thankfully it turned on, which is how it's supposed to be because the door's open, you want to push that switch in and just make sure that it shuts off. Once that's all tested and you know everything works, you can start tightening everything up. I did put some heat shrink around that crimp connection. You don't need to do that. I just did it because it's in the closet and it's lower to the ground, just in case something was going to snag it or something. It has a little bit extra protection around it. After that, then you just need to start putting up your LEDs. I put mine all around my door trim on the inside. You could really put them wherever you want. This just worked the best for me. I feel like you get the best light disbursement when you start at the bottom and work all the way around, across, and back down. It just has light shining directly on everything, which in a linen closet you have a lot of stuff, so let's say you just had one light up above, it would just shine kind of on that top stuff and the light really wouldn't trickle all the way down. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Putting the lights like this, like I said, is the best and most efficient way to have really good lighting in any closet you have. Now it's time to plug it in and enjoy the work you just completed, guys. This was a very easy project. I think overall it took me 2 hours, and that was just with some other small things I had to do in between. You could probably get it done in an hour. This project roughly cost me about $50. I'll link everything down in the description below. Like I always say, they are affiliate links, so they do help the channel out, guys, and thank you for that. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned a little bit as I did through this process. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Facebook, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.